Hey everybody, lesson here on linear regression and predictions, chapter 1, lesson H. Today for our objectives we're going to fit a line to data using linear regression model on our graphing calculator and make some predictions using that linear regression model. Real short lesson today, nice change from the usual. I'm going to show you a few images that I've snipped off of my own calculator, and at the end of this lesson you should be able to do both of those objectives. So let's get started. Okay, so we're going to create a scatter plot and a linear regression model on the graphing calculator, and then we're going to do a little bit of predicting. So let's look at the data that we've been given. It looks like I've got years 98 through 2004 and household credit marketing debt. So I'm assuming this is like credit cards or maybe some other sort of debt. So in 98, approximately $6 trillion of debt, down to 2004, where there was approximately $10.3 trillion of household debt. So what we can do, you guys, is we're going to utilize our calculator in order to make a prediction in the end of, I believe I wanted to do 2020. So first thing I want you to notice is that I'm going to call 1998 8. So that would make 99 9 all the way down, making 2020 30. So as I do inputs into my graphing calculator, my independent variable or my first list will be these numbers. So take a look at what I'm doing here. First of all, in order to input year as L1 and debt as L2, I could put 6 with 9 zeros after it. I don't really want to, so we're just going to call this 6 all the way down to 10.3 and understand that our answer would be in trillions of dollars. So I'm going to press the stat button, as you can see here. That will open up this screen. And what you want to do is take and press enter on option 1. That will allow you to edit lists. Okay, list 1 and list 2 should show up, but they will be blank. If they're not blank, you should go up to L1, highlight L1, and press clear. Do not press delete. That will get rid of the list altogether. So press clear. Same thing for L2. So I've entered in all of my values that are given in my data here. So that would be 8 through 14 for the years 1998 to 2004. And then I've listed here in L2 all of the debt numbers, appropriately matching the values in the table. What this is doing is this is giving your calculator an independent variable L1 and a dependent variable L2, so years and debt, so it can create a function for you. So let's go ahead and look at the next step. We're going to create the linear regression model by pressing the following sequence of buttons. So yet again, you will press this stat button. This stat button will bring you to this field or this window right here. You're going to toggle over from edit to calc, and we want to do option 4, linear regression. Okay, now within the linear regression window, when you press enter, you'll see this X list, or your independent list should be L1, L2 for your Y list, and I want to store Y1 as my regression equation. How you get Y1 in there is you would press alpha trace while your cursor is sitting right here. Press alpha trace, and then Y1 should pop up. Okay, when you go down here, you'll kind of toggle all the way down. You get to calculate, press enter, and your screen will show you this. Now, if you have put Y1 in here, you will also have stored it in Y1 in your equation here. Okay, it automatically does it for you, so you don't have to copy over all of these numbers. Notice how annoying this would be to write down and then copy over here. Not to mention, this is rounded and the y-intercept is not rounded here. We don't want any errors with that. So you press y equals, you will see this. Now, something interesting, and we're not going to go into it today, is notice how this plot is highlighted. Sometimes it's not highlighted, but if it is, what will happen is if you pressed graph, you would see all of the individual points as like separate little dots along the axis that you have, and then you'd see this line fitting them. And I don't have the image of it, but I had tested it, and you'd see like all these different points representing the year and the debt, and then along through would come Y1, and it would make a nice clean representation of that. Therefore, we could predict other values. So let's look ahead here and see what predictions would come from this. Okay, so let's predict future values based on that linear regression model. Okay, so I went back to my home screen, which you can do by pressing second and mode, which will quit you back to the home screen. I pressed alpha and then trace, and then selected Y1, which is where my function, my linear regression model was, and I'm going to make a prediction for year 30. So it comes out to be this, and of course you know that in this course, and as you move forward in AP Calc or a general calc class, if I evaluate y1 of 30 to be this, then I would round it to the third decimal place, so 21.346. This would be in trillions of dollars. So the household debt, commercial debt, in the year 2020, according to this model, which I don't know what it is, but according to a linear model, would be 21.346 trillion throughout the United States. Pretty amazing. That's how you use your calculator, though, guys. If you got any questions about any of the keystrokes or anything like that, please feel free to shoot me an email.